We're back. I'm Dave Donaldson. Welcome back to Grip Tips. Today we're talking about Hollyland's Solidcom C1 Pro. But Dave, this is this is a lighting and camera support channel. Why are we talking about audio? Glad you didn't ask. In the film industry, there are times when you have to communicate with other departments or team members and have to do it completely hands-free because maybe you have to take a cue. Now, while most of the time this is usually because a DP or a cinematographer needs to communicate with a camera operator on maybe the way that they need to be moving, maybe it could be the focus rack that the AC is pulling, so maybe they're on their own system. Other times it could be drone pilots, for example. Drone pilots need to communicate because typically there's two. One's controlling the gimbal that's actually on the drone, and then you actually have the drone pilot themselves, and they need to communicate between each other. So it just kind of depends. So where does this fall in line with grip? Enter the key grip and the dolly grip. A quick example is a show that I worked on recently, and I'm not going to say the name in fear that I will be sued because of an NDA or whatever else could happen because of that. And I'm also not going to explain what was in the shot. But I am going to show you at least this badass RC car rig that Key Grip Dave Richardson and a friend of his, who I'm drawing a blank of his name right now, but they built this thing so that they could drive it onto set and it would hold an actual film camera, not a digital camera, actual film, because that's what this show is shot on. And I absolutely love this RC car build that Dave pulled off. It brings out the inner Call of Duty Black Ops child in me. So the idea and where these actually come into play is that when Dave was on set, well, him working as the key grip needs to be able to communicate with all of us, so we all have our surveillances on in our ear, just in case Dave needs something. He can always grab his walkie and, you know, ask for something. But he still needs to be able to hear his cue. So he's got us in one ear, and then he's got, you know, maybe the DP, the cinematographer, the director in the other ear, and he can now have his hands free as far as taking those directions and still communicate back from himself on maybe some issues that might be happening. So that's kind of like one scenario in which you would probably use this intercom system, this headset. But another case is the dolly grip. The dolly grip has his hands full all the time. Sometimes he's got to be pushing dolly down the track while he's also booming the actual arm of the dolly up and down. So his hands are full, but maybe he needs to hear a cue from the director, DP, etc., the same way that Dave had to. And another way that a dolly grip might use this headset is when he's actually using a techno crane, where he needs both hands on this giant, you know, could be 48-foot techno of some sort. I forget what the actual name is because I know there's like Hydroscope, Scorpio, Techno, but you get the idea. Their hands are full, so they still need to be able to communicate, but they still need to be able to hear cues. So this is the Solidcom C1 Pro from Hollyland, and it's their newest model. It comes in this nice black zip-up case, and in this kit we first find the instructions with stickers to help us easily identify which sets are masters and which sets are not. We also get this charging dock full of batteries, and this is a 4-headset kit. Now that's the bottom of the case, but in the top we get an AC power supply for the charging dock, 4 these over-ear speaker cushions, 4 on-ear cushion replacements, and 4 microphone windscreen replacements. So first we'll prepare the charging dock. You'll first want to go through and remove each little baggie from the batteries, and the batteries slide on with arrows pointing at each other to quickly remind you what the orientation of these batteries are to be placed on the charger. Then on our AC power supply, we'll add on our power adapter prongs thingy, for lack of a better term, and plug in the power cable to the dock. The plug and dock also have this awesome locking connector to ensure that the adapter cannot accidentally be pulled out. Then just plug in the power supply and boosh, we're in business. The dock has little red lights to indicate when they are still charging in red, or green when they're fully charged. You also don't have to worry, the batteries stay inside of the dock really well, as you can see here when I try to shake them out. Now onto the headsets themselves. As you'll notice, there's 3 with blue badges and only 1 with a red badge. That's because the blue indicates that they are receivers and the red indicates that it's a transmitter. So basically these can all talk to each other, but blue has to bounce off of red to transmit to another blue, where red transmits to all, thus why it's the master. So to put batteries inside of the headset, you go to the side that doesn't have all the controls, the mic, the speaker. There's a little door that says lock, and you just press this little tab down and the door will just pop open. From there you'll just take a fully charged battery, you'll line up the arrows for the correct orientation, press the battery all the way in and close the door. The batteries can only fit inside of the headset in one direction. If you can't slide the battery all the way in, you probably just have to flip it over. Now turning the system on. You can do so with the switch located on the bottom of the control side. Once flipped on, the microphone's indicator light will flash until it's connected to a headset. This light also changes colors to indicate a function that is happening. Now the actual design of this headset, they're pretty much the exact same as the older models, but there are some upgraded features in the newer models. For example, noise cancellation. This can actually be activated on the mic itself by using the switch labeled ENC, which stands for Environment Noise Cancellation. When yellow on the mic is shown and the blue indicator light is on, noise cancellation is active. If the yellow is covered and the mic is green, there's no noise cancellation. If there's a red indicator light, on the other hand, the mic is telling you that it's muted. And there's two ways to mute this mic. Either move the boom mic up almost completely vertical, in which it will mute your mic, and bringing it back down will unmute it, or you can simply tap the gray button on the side of the headset. Now let's talk about how to pair all the headsets with the red badge master. Press and hold the A button on the control side of the headset until the microphone's LED starts flashing. When the headsets have finished pairing, the lights will stop flashing and all of the blue badge receivers will say, "Connection succeeded." However, on the red badge master headset, you won't get any type of warning. You'll just start hearing the other people. The A button is just for pairing up to 7 receiver blue badge headsets with one red headset, so 8 headsets total. But let's say you want to pair more than just 8 headsets. You need the base station, is to my understanding of it. And you can actually pair up to 16 different headsets if you want to, but you got to have that base station in order to do that. And the B button on the side of the headset, that's actually how you will pair all 16 of those, if that's what you need. However, something to note, a red badge master headset cannot pair to another master headset, as they're both transmitters. Now, earlier in my video, I said that you can change out the earpiece from either on-ear or over-ear. I personally prefer over-ear, so I'll switch that out by pulling the on-ear cover like so, and then placing the locking part of the over-ear cover onto the locking bayonet kind of style mount on the speaker, and then just twist to lock into place. This can be done like this or upside down. It's really up to your preference. So after I was done setting everything up, I decided to test out the noise cancellation, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. Right when I get to about here with my volume on my phone all the way up and playing music, the microphone would stop picking up the phone. So only about 6 inches away and the headset starts dropping out any unnecessary sound. So hearing any noisy environment outside of that 6-inch kind of zone of the microphone, they killed it. Now, the last thing that I wanted to show you, which I was just kind of thinking in the sense of like, surveillances, if you've never used these before, using a walkie, if 2 people are keying, like you probably saw in my walkie etiquette video, is that when 2 people are keying at the exact same time, you get all this garbled mess going on in your ear. But these headsets, you can actually just straight up talk to each other just as you were in person, and nobody's really stepping on each other. So I wanted to show you guys what that actually kind of sounds like. It might be kind of annoying, but I just wanted to show that it's possible. So this is kind of how I tested it. I took my iPad, started playing Fantastic Beasts on it, and then I just set the headset directly on top of the iPad. The actual headset that you're seeing in frame is picking up the audio from one of my last episodes. And then the third headset is actually in my bathroom, no noise cancellation on, and my bathroom fan blowing.
What trade are you meeting today?
I was just passing.
Are you a seeker?
The walls go into.
What do you say to that,
you have
friend?
this lid that simply slides into the back of the case, and then you have the padded dividers that hold everything for your AMRAM lights in place. Instead of carrying them around in boxes that check out of the sorted case, decide if you like non-padded
Can
or
I
wall
help you?
equipment. Now, will sorted cases be planned for this week or
Sadly, that is all that I have for you guys today. If you like today's episode, please let me know in the comment section below. You could also follow me on Twitter right now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.